The Charismatic group we joined in Marshalltown was mostly Catholic and met in the church. The priest was against it, and we had all kinds of obstacles to overcome in keeping it in the church. Things began to happen within this group. We had a young Methodist girl, Melanie, who attended the prayer meetings and also the core team sessions. She was a very quiet person, didn't say very much. During her senior year, her folks took her to a specialist in Ames to have her hearing checked. After seeing the doctor, she came to the prayer meeting that night. She said the doctor told her they didn't know how to make eardrums, so she would never be able to hear out of that one ear. Jeanette Vasky told her the group would lay hands on her and pray for her healing. She did this and nothing happened. She went home and walked into the house and heard the TV playing very loud and turned it down. Someone asked, "Who turned that TV down?" And she said, "I did." They said, "You did. You're the one who always turns it up." Then they realized that she could hear with the bad ear. The doctors couldn't do it, but prayer could. Another young man heard about Melanie's healing, and he came to the prayer group one night. He was a member of the Gia Singers. This group had started out as an all-Catholic group, and later young folks from 19 different churches joined the group. This boy was the lead tenor. They were scheduled to leave on a 2-week tour in the Midwest. They performed in many different churches, and in some denominations the pastor might be away and the Gia Singers would do a worship service. They were a tremendous group and stayed together for nearly 10 years. This young fella had developed nodules on his cords, so he went to the doctor and explained that they were leaving on this tour. The doctor told him he shouldn't even talk above a whisper for 2 weeks and definitely not try to sing. You need to go home and rest your voice. So he came to the prayer group wanting to be prayed for a healing of the vocal cords. He went on the tour and participated in it fully. When he returned, he went back to the doctor and said, the doctor said, "You must have done what I told you, because there isn't a sign of any nodules on your vocal cords." The young fella told him how he had talked, sang, even high notes for the past 2 weeks. He said he sang the lead tenor and didn't even have a bit of trouble. So you see how the Lord can work. He can do wonders whenever you need him if we just had a little more confidence in him. I think they call it faith. In the years we were a part of this group, there were 14 different miracles. That was over a 2.5-year period. Another one I want to tell you about was John Mead. When he was 17, his dad had ran a local dairy and John worked there. There was an accident and the Freon line exploded in John's face and was blinded. His dad felt so bad about it that he took John to the best doctors in New York and Boston. He had 11 different operations on his eyes, and the doctor finally said to him not to bring this boy back because nothing further could be done for him. Through the years, scar tissue developed, and they could not correct that or improve his vision. There were 2 blind people in Marshalltown, John meeting an ex-nun called Jeanette. I called them both in and told them. It says in the Bible that we can do the things that Jesus did, and he cured the blind. I asked them if they wanted to give prayer a whirl, give it a chance. Jeanette didn't follow through with the prayer group. However, I had taken John previously to a retreat, and he was getting fairly serious about religion. He had an interesting time and did a lot of praying about his eyesight. John and his wife, Joanne, became very involved in the prayer group. After some time, he said he was ready to go back and try another operation. He went to the Mayo Clinic and asked for Christian doctors and Christian nurses that would be praying for him. The Meads were well known in Marshalltown, and the prayer call went out for intercession for John. Many people went to church and prayed for John to be healed. One of the things we found in our group was that the more denominations you have praying for something, the more powerful the group is. John went there and had the operation and has been able to see with a limited vision, but he can tell colors and read ever since. He saw his wife and 2 children for the first time. Is it exciting when you see things like this happening to people? This was over 20 years ago.